Hey, yo, friends, how's it going? It's the mystery episode. It's like a Scooby-Doo episode today on the premiere podcast in Madness Pod. I'm Shawn the Butcher here with Vertebrae 33. How's it going?
Shawn, what's happening? How's everything going? It's cooking, huh?
Yeah, everything's been cooking. It's been a hell of a week. I'm glad we get to hop on and do this before we get to our next movie. I'm still tripping out about our last episode. That was a fun one. But yeah, everything's good. How you been?
I'm good. You know, Shawn, before you even ask, I got to tell you, because you're going to go through your thing and you're going to ask me what mug I have. I got to tell you that I have the Tyrell Corp mug from Blade Runner. And what does it say? It says more human than human. Shawn and I, before we jumped on, were having one of our 19th millionth AI discussions. And we're sort of counting down the time until we become obsolete. And we just listen to Fear Factory all the time and get sad. But you know, if this podcast goes to a daily format, then you will know that Shawn and I have been deemed obsolete by other folks, and here we are. But we're hanging on, Shawn. I see the fight out there. I see people who didn't before starting to take this AI thing seriously. Too little, too late. Should have done it last year. It is what it is. But there is no app in the galaxy that can recreate what we got going on.
This magic right here. This is human blood, sweat, and literal tears. We've cried for this podcast before.
Absolutely.
This is the premiere podcast in Madness Pod on all the socials at In Madness Pod at gmail.com, where you could send us gifts. You can send us emails. You can send us voice notes. Check us out on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, give us the 5-star reviews, no matter where you're listening, no matter where you're watching. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist. I can't even remember what we've recently added. There's like 30 hours of music on there. It is absolutely insane. Happy In Madness Monday. If that's when you're listening, wait, technically we're not here again. We're here, but technically we're not here right now. So we'll be here. We'll be here next week for sure. But we're here in spirit right now. Happy In Madness Monday. That's how we drop a new episode every Monday. Sometimes we're here in reality. Sometimes we're here in a past or present or future reality. But it's not AI. That's for goddamn sure. So tell everybody you know to make this human connection and spread those tentacles around the world. Tell everybody you know about In Madness Pod. You can get a shirt or a mug at inmadness.com. We already saw Vertebrae's mug. So yeah, this is our pre-movie. We're doing another quick pre-movie episode.
Right. And we're pivoting. But before I did have something to talk about. So our last episode, that last movie episode, was The Void. And I was getting a lot of heat from our buddy Capozzi, Shawn.
Oh, of course. All Capozzi gives is heat.
Yeah, because he's
listen. Okay. Don't listen to Capozzi.
From Lost Becomes, singer of Lost Becomes.
He told me what he told you, and then I took his advice on a whim and had the worst night of my life. So continue, and I want to hear what you hear. Yeah.
So he texts me, and he says, I don't know when you guys are going to do Martyrs, the movie Martyrs, right?
This is what
and he had pushed this before on me, and I said, no. I actually wrote back. I sent the Neva from Batman, the little meme, and he keeps pushing, and he's like, but you like The Void. And I'm like, yeah, but like when I read the description of Martyrs, it sounds like nothing I would like. It sounds depressing. It sounds gruesome for no reason.
I love this is how we're starting the podcast. Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't sound like any fun to me. Right. And then I feel the heat on the texts back from him. They get briefer and briefer as we go along. And then one of us just disappears from that text chain. When he hears this, I'm sure I'll get one. But I was cracking up. Shawn, did you take the bait?
I was doing nothing and texting Capozzi, and he's like, if you like The Void, he pulled the same work on you that he pulled on me. And I was doing nothing, and I found the movie immediately. And I was like, all right. And I couldn't finish it because it's torture porn. It's torture porn.
Yeah.
There's no genre I despise more than torture porn.
Yeah.
And I get I understand where Capozzi was coming from in his delivery, but the execution from point A to point B was just too much for me. I like the
Yeah.
Vecna triangle
Yes. I need
monsters.
my
Or
weirdness to
yeah,
make this
no, it's just
yeah, too much reality is no good,
it's
but
just torture porn, and I just was not about it. It's not
no.
my movie. If you're a Martyrs fan, but again, it's all those international. I feel like the international horror films are always so much more brutal than the
Mhm.
American horror films. Just like it's more of a psychological mind fuck, and it's like really bothersome. Like
So
most when evil lurks
I
and
just
bring her
listen,
back,
I did like When Evil Lurks. I was unsettled the entire time I watched it
but
for
they do.
sure,
They dig to these deeper
but
spots
it
that
had
American
like the
spots
creature
won't.
piece to it, which get pulls me out of like the reality that we live in, which helps me watch it. I don't want to watch a movie that I'm nauseated at and feel uncomfortable the whole time. Like it's hard enough for me to watch the movies we need for this podcast. I want to watch something, even The Mist, Sean, even The Mist that ends as brutal as The Mist ends. It's still hopeful at points and it's still enjoyable. It's funny. It's got a deep social commentary to it. It's based off of a very, very well written short story. I think there's certain parameters, and I could tell you even the title of Martyrs, I was like, nah, I'm not. And then when he's been pushing this for 3 years because he brought this up to me, before the flu becomes show, how we need to watch Martyrs, and we're good. So this is letting you know, Capozzi, it's 100% vote. I will never watch that movie. There's no
No,
reason for me to watch it.
no. Yeah, just I was like that. Like sometimes we agree on movies and sometimes we
Mhm.
disagree in movies, just like you and I, and that's how
Yeah.
it is. But
But
no,
I
really,
think you and I click a little bit more as far as like the extreme stuff goes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no,
that there's
some of it
yeah.
I just do not want to be
Yeah.
bothered with. But yeah, like When Evil Lurks, I'll watch that once and bring her back. I'll watch that once, but it's so draining on me.
It
I
is.
won't
It's
watch it
emotionally draining. And Sean, when we were doing The Void, after I was done, I started into this Phil Fracassi Behold the Void
Look at that. We'll post it on
short
the
short story book, signed copy. Let's see, can I get to the page? And then there's a
sign
little
to our boy.
signed
Is this
to
after our interview?
no, I don't think so.
Look at
Signed to
that.
Vertebrae
We
33.
gotta
Yep, by
post
Philip
that on
Fracassi.
socials.
But I'm a few stories in, and I got to that altar story, which they're going to be making into a movie, the A24 movie, and now I am really perplexed about how they're going to make this a feature length movie. They're going to have to add a lot to it, but the premise, talk about dark and talk about a little unsettling, is pretty dark and unsettling. So I'm very curious to see. But I was like, I got to move on to another collection. Right before this, I did the audiobook of The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and that was that was a really depressing story. The dad and his son and the apocalypse. And then I was like, well, I'll do short stories because then you'll, maybe one is depressing and one's not as depressing. So far pretty dark, but I was like, man, I had this on my shelf for a while. Behold the Void. I'm doing my normal mix of listening on audio and then reading some and then kind of filling in the gaps or whatever. Because I just don't have time to read. But our buddy Fracassi is cooking, and we should have him on, probably closer, maybe through the summer and into the fall. We definitely going to have him on again. We're going to have Shawn in a few months, lots of horror movie news with people that have been on this podcast. So that's very, very exciting. But so Behold the Void, I would recommend it if you've never read it. I'm a few stories in and they're fantastic. A little bleak, a little Lovecraftian, a little weird. Fracassi leaves no one alone. No one is safe in any of his stories. So
I was just on the train in the city and some dude was reading Buffalo Hunter x Hunter, and I was like,
oh, yeah,
I felt the connection. I felt the connection. I was like, cool, man. I'm
yeah.
close personal friends with the author. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Continue with your book, sir. Continue with your
Yeah.
book. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had a unique movie theater experience
Oh,
that I'd love to share.
oh
And
yeah, sure.
I do a lot of wild, cool shit, and I do my best to not like brag about it. No one likes a braggart.
Mhm.
Um, but this past week, I went to go see RZA from Wu-Tang's new movie, One Spoon of Chocolate,
Mhm.
and the movie was pretty good. And it was like produced by Quentin Tarantino.
Mm.
So I was like, damn. I was like, if it's a premiere, shout out to my man Jay Hudson. He invited me as his guest. He knows I'm a big hip hop fan.
Mhm.
And we went to this thing, and I was like, if it's a premiere and Tarantino produced it and RZA made the movie, maybe Tarantino and RZA will be at this fucking thing.
Mhm.
So I went out on a school night, past my bedtime, the
Mm.
whole
Mhm.
deal. Anything for Wu-Tang. I've been listening to Wu-Tang before. I've been listening to anything. Wu-Tang was my first CD I ever bought.
Mhm.
36 Chambers is my master of puppets of hip hop. It's just the
Nice.
greatest of all time. RZA is the greatest of all time. Like him, he's like the Dr. Dre of the East Coast. Like it's just brilliant minds. It's incredible. So we went to this thing, and Tarantino wasn't there, but RZA's just walking around this mother effer with like he's got a entourage, but they're not all in together. They have like 3 feet in between them, and like people can just slide in and shoot the shit and whatever.
Mhm.
So I got to meet RZA real quick. I posted a picture on my socials, and then we go in to see this movie. So I didn't know what it was, and like they put us in a suite, and I was like, "What the hell is this
Mm.
about?" Um,
Fancy.
I forgot. I don't know the name of the place. It's in the city. It's on 14th and 8th. I gotta look it up and find the name of it. I don't know what it's called, but each theater is a room, a small room with a couch and maybe 6 seats in the back and a full ass theater screen on the wall. And there's multiple rooms, and like groups of people went into different rooms, and they served as
That's
hot
fantastic.
salted buttered popcorn and
Uh-huh.
cold beer for free for the entirety of the film.
Whoa.
And my seat reclined, so I had my shoes off. I was like 6 beers in. I was eating popcorn by the fistful and watching this movie, and I usually don't sit in the front row, and I was right in front of this fucking screen. And it wasn't like I didn't get seasick or whatever, I didn't get motion sick or whatever. It was cool. And it was like it was a good movie. It was like I don't think we cover it on In Madness Pod, but it was like a mix of like American History X and The Matrix.
Okay.
It was pretty wild. But it was like you could tell all the Tarantino influences and cool things
Mhm.
that would happen. I don't want to spoil any of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
check that out. It was cool. But then I walk out and RZA's right there, and he goes, "What do you think of the movie?" And I'm like, man, I can't handle all this right now. Like, you're RZA.
Mhm.
Like, what am I even doing here? And why are you even asking me how of course, I'm like, great movie, it's awesome, whatever. I'm just freaking the hell out.
Mhm.
But it's just such a weird, wild, cool
Wow.
experience.
Did you say, "Hey, do you wanna come on the In Mad This
In Madness
podcast and
Pod, no,
talk
I
about
was even
movies?"
hesitant to take a picture because it was my first time
Right.
meeting him ever, and I didn't wanna
Yeah, of
be a
course.
total fucking mark, but
Yeah.
then, like, 5 minutes after I met him, he was still hanging out, and everybody was still taking pictures, so I was like, "I have to do this now because I may
Yes.
never, ever, ever, ever get this opportunity ever again." So shout out
Nice.
to RZA, Wu-Tang for life. I'm gonna add Wu-Tang to the Id Madness Spotify playlist. I support everything Wu-Tang does. They're coming around to Jones Beach in
Mm.
August.
Oh, yeah?
I just checked them out at Madison Square Garden with our buddy Scott Lee. Yeah, so shout outs to Wu-Tang, shout outs to
Mm.
RZA, shout outs to great movie, One Spoon of Chocolate. So that was
And
fun.
also to that theater. What is that
I
setup?
gotta look it up. I don't know what the hell theater it was.
And get your own personal room to watch a movie. What
Yeah,
the heck?
theater on 14th.
That would be amazing. Like, my own personal room. I would get my own you and I would go together, Sean, but I wouldn't sit in the same room as you. I'd be in the other room.
Yeah,
The neighboring room would where I'd be. Could
I got
text each other.
oh, is it on the flyer? Maybe it's on the flyer. Nope,
Ah,
I don't
well.
have it here. Son of a bitch.
You know what,
Whatever.
Sean? It's
I'll
like that
find it.
Seinfeld episode. It's like that club just disappeared afterwards into the meatpacking district, and you go there, and it just turns into a different thing. So this experience has been evaporated, but
The
very cool.
Metro
Mhm.
Private Cinema and Bar with No Name at 131 8th Avenue, New York City.
Do they play regular movies there?
I don't know. I don't know. But that's what they had, the cool Shining. Did you see the Shining picture I posted? Look at
Mm-mm.
this poster they had. So check us out on YouTube.
Oh God, look at
How
that.
sick is that? I'll
Man, that's
post that on
crazy.
the In Madness socials as
Hmm.
well. Really cool spot. Shout outs to that place. Really fun night. I was out. Didn't get home till 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
Didn't go to sleep till 2 a.m. Had to wake up for work at 6 a.m. Sometimes if you want to do cool shit, you gotta be tired. That's the
Yeah.
rule.
Yep.
That's the rule. So yeah, that was all
That's
the fun
awesome.
I had.
Very,
Yeah,
very, very cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what I was doing that night. I wasn't in a private room, Sean. I watched the
Man.
movie, but that's
Yeah,
pretty
it
good.
was a good time. Good rainy night in New
You took
York.
your shoes off though. Do you stink that room out
No,
with
I
it?
take my shoes off everywhere. It's so funny. I take my shoes off at work too, and I have like a little foam mat that I stand on. I'm like, I share my office with 2 other people, and I'm like, whatever, man. Like, my shoes are off. That's it. My feet don't stink. I shower every single day. I
Uh-huh.
like stand. If I have to stand, I need a standing desk, so I stand for like 8 hours, and I'm not going to
Mhm.
stand there with my shoes on. This isn't.
Mm.
I'm not in prison.
Oh
So I
my
take my
God.
damn shoes off and I stand on my
Wow.
comfy foam thing. And then
I
when I
love
got
it.
to go walk around the office, I'll put my shoes back on. I'm not gonna walk around the office with no shoes, but when I'm
Why don't you get
standing
like
at my
some work
desk,
Crocs or something? You could just slip them
I
on and
know.
slip
No, I
them
don't
off.
wear. I don't do Crocs. I don't do the
Cro
Crocs thing.
Get
Crocs.
like some fancy ones. They got like some
I
like
need
heavy they
some
got but
mischief vertebrae combo
does
Crocs.
Metallica make Crocs? Metallica
Metallic
Crocs?
Crocs.
That'd be pretty sweet.
If
That'd be
not,
pretty
let's pitch
sweet.
it. You could have it
All
at the table at Comic Con.
all black, and then you could put those little things in it decorated with like different pieces of art from all the albums.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like
I
just the
give away
M, the sharp
ideas.
M, and the sharp A.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
give
yeah,
away
yeah.
ideas left and right on this
Stop,
podcast.
stop, stop. It's
Somebody make
giving
it
away your
happen.
Comic Con goods. That's all I had. You got anything else?
I don't. I just wanted to, we have a super loyal bunch of listeners. We had our buddy in the last episode come through and give us a list of all our amazing band names. We've had, David and Tom, and I'm going to miss somebody if I do them by name, that have just been incredible listeners with this podcast since we started, a lot of them, and certainly very active throughout it. But our buddy Spooky Speeg is dealing with something right now, and he always listens to podcasts. He's a dedicated fan and great friend of the show. So that being said, Sean, we're going to pivot for the next film, and we're going to do a film of his choosing. And I was warned by him that he can already hear Shawn yelling about this movie, is
Man,
what he
I had the
said.
next movie pick, and then Speed just like stepped in front of me in
He
line.
was
Like,
done. He was like,
what
"Nope,
the
I
fuck,
got this."
Speed?
So he already said to me, he named 2 movies, and then
Yeah.
he said, "Oh, the first one's probably too weird," and that's the one I picked, because if I'm gonna push Shawn and me, then we're gonna really push it. So we're going for it. So this, I will give you the tease, Shawn,
Mm.
because you probably don't even remember the name, because I said it very
I
quickly,
do, and I've never seen this movie.
but you've heard of it.
And I've heard of it, and I've passed it on streaming services, and I've
Yes.
always wanted to watch this movie. And I would
Mhm.
like to thank Speed for probably making me suffer through, I'm sure, what will be like 2.5 hours of this psychological mind f of a movie.
I think, let's see. I'm looking it up right now. Let's see how long it is. I don't think it's 2.5
Oh
hours.
God, I
It's
know it.
99 minutes.
All right, that's good enough. That's good
Yeah,
enough.
an hour 40. So, it's an Italian supernatural horror film from 1977. That is the only hint I'm gonna give,
I mean,
and
that's the
I'm not.
whole thing right there. Yeah,
That's
put
the
that
whole
in
thing.
Google and see what the answer is, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
movie.
you can get it, but because we can't give other hints. Our hints are always obvious because neither of us have
I
ever
can't even
seen
give
it.
a hint because I don't know a goddamn thing about this movie.
I know very, very little about this movie. I have had some discussions with Spooky Speak about this film
So you've never
in the
seen it.
past, but I've never seen it.
So that we're
And
both
it's been
virgins
one
to
that
this.
he's like, "Oh, you got to see this. You got to see this." And so and then once he said that this movie is going to may aggravate Shawn a little bit, of like drive him over the edge. I was like, fantastic. This is this is the movie. Not only is it the movie we're doing, but we're making Shawn wait another week for his pick. So that was a double
Another
fun
2
there,
weeks
but-
because we're gonna have a cool guest after we do Speeg's
right,
movie.
right. So, but
So it's okay. It's
anyway,
okay. Thank you, Speeg. Love you,
so
Speeg.
Absolutely. Anything for our fans. We're still going to do another fan pick down the line. This doesn't take the place of that. We'll figure that out as we get closer
This
to it.
was
But
also, it was going to be my movie pick, and then we were going to make some fan voting poll thing, and then Spieg was like, "Stop the presses! My movie's coming in right now."
yeah,
So we will shift the In Madness Excel document schedule
right.
for
And
Spieg.
so the other thing too I want to mention, Sean, is, and I can't announce it yet, and we're getting closer and closer to announcing it, but I do have something comic book related dropping in July.
Oh snap!
So when we get closer to that and it's announced, we'll announce it on here as well, and we'll get to show everybody. But it's very, very cool. Sean's gonna be very excited. And but anyway, that's all I got for this episode. Sean's doing something in the background. I don't know, he's got gas, I think. Sean's got gas. He hears gas, it's brutal.
That's my
But
tease, dude. Did you hear that?
yeah.
That was my
No, I
little.
didn't hear. Yeah,
That
I
was my
heard it.
teaser
I
for
heard
your
it.
thing.
I heard it.
Is
Yeah.
this working? No.
Yeah.
It's
But
not translating.
I'm not allowed to say what it is yet, Sean. So don't
I'm
keep
just playing with
teasing me.
toys here. That has nothing to do with your
just
thing.
just random
I'm
toys.
just playing with toys here. I just have
Yeah,
things
yeah.
laying around my house. Yeah.
Yeah, things, stuff and things. But I appreciate everybody listening. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, for the next episode, because
God.
I have no idea. Sean has no idea. This is we will promise to not speak to each other. The first time we talk about watching this bonkers of a movie will be when we jump on the podcast. So
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Spieg.
Awesome.
Love you,
Thank
Spieg.
you.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week for Spieg's crazy ass movie pick on In Madness Pod.